Welcome. Hello, everyone over here at OASIS. Hello, everyone at live. Today is a very special evening, and we're going to start a live talk with Jure. And the idea of OASIS podcast overall is to bring more perspectives into the game of life and to really give perspectives how to live and how to express ourselves, how to experience this beautiful ceremony that we are all here for on the planet Earth, and how to find the ways of expressions in for the soul and for the body, because we are here in this beautiful structure that's giving us this way of expression, and the souls that we're gonna dive deep in today is a much more unknown part of life. And our sessions will be almost every Sunday, every Wednesday or Tuesday. And we have different people, women and men, sharing their stories, sharing their perspectives. And today I have a big honor to welcome here on stage with me Jure, who's capable of bringing people into a very hypno and let's say even more like a trance feeling. And this feeling is coming, this feeling is, we all have it. And he's just capable of teaching how to bring up different stories, different feelings, and different traumas, I would even say, from the past, and the past from maybe before our life in this act. And so welcome to OASIS. Thank you for coming. And I heard you had a very big working day this weekend. So how's the school students doing? How's today's students? Are they still focused, or is it more of the like, oh, I'm coming, I'm wanting something, but I'm not giving my energy to really learn?
No, they are focused, but I want to make one comment on what you said. The moment you said that I'm able to put people in deep trance, some people here stopped looking at me.
That's good. We'll go deep into what is trance overall, and to really understand. So we're gonna record today's show. So whenever you feel that there's someone needing to get this information that you acquired today, so we'll get the link to online and we'll share it to you. So Jure, maybe we start from the further away from your own being and understanding who are you. Where are you coming from, and why did you choose destination Estonia?
Okay, so Thomas, before this event, Thomas asked me to write to him something about myself so he can introduce me. From my experience, whenever somebody tried to introduce me, they say things about me that I never knew that existed. So I choose to take control and to introduce myself. Okay, so my name is Jure. I'm originally from Poland. Officially, I'm a psychologist, but I don't do official psychologies. I'm doing different psychology. So how did I come to Estonia? It was in 2001. I came to give my first seminar. Before that, I was living in England. I had 60 people in my first seminar in Estonia. because I was the first one to enter to this post-Soviet vacuum with strange ideas. I kept coming to Estonia again and again, doing one seminar after the other. And in 2005, I decided to stay here.
So 2005 was the
2004 maybe, yeah, 2004, 2005, yeah. So I lived here for many years. Please forgive me, I don't speak Estonian.
not yet.
Not yet. There is no space in my computer for more languages. I speak too many of them.
How many?
8,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, 8 is a big, can be a limit for this guy even. But why Estonia? I understand that you.
Why Estonia? I actually work internationally. So far, I covered 70 countries in the world. But now my focus is to work mainly in Eastern Europe. Okay? Please forgive me, Estonian people, if I call you Eastern Europe. But for me, you are Eastern Europe, which meant the post-Soviet countries, because people are more hungry there, and mainly in the Far East. I don't work a lot in Western Europe or United States because they think they know everything. So Western Europe, it's like an old man, okay, that had enough and they think they don't know everything. And these new countries are actually like a curious child that want to know more. So I feel comfortable here. I said Eastern Europe, okay, because I'm Polish, and I've learned from history that certain time in history, half of Estonia belonged to Poland. So I came to reclaim what is mine.
And he lives in southern Estonia. That was part of Polish rulers.
Yeah.
But why? So more going into the Estonia, then why do you like Estonia? Why is this the place you want to really live and share your roots?
Okay. It's empty, it's quiet, and people are curious. And people are nice. Well, they're a little bit too nice, okay? There's one problem for Estonians. Instead of getting angry, they sing songs. Singing revolution. Okay, never mind.
Love it. But this is the claim, or how we claim the.
Yeah.
We say it's lots of different perspectives, but this is how we, the song united us. That's a very deep topic itself as well. But so understanding you coming over here, and then you settle in, and you understood you wanted to do a school. You didn't. Were not enough for seminars. You wanted to have a practice.
I've done seminars. I've seen private clients. Then people start to ask me to teach what I do and what I know. So finally, opened a school. What I'm doing, I'm teaching transpersonal psychology and hypnotherapy. Transpersonal psychology means the spiritual side of psychology. And in a way, okay, I have, in Little Estonia, I have the largest transpersonal school in all of Europe. I've got 120 students. People are very curious here. People want to learn more, to know more. People still have the post-traumatic Soviet disorder, okay? And some of us emotionally and mentally are still under occupation. Please forgive me for my humor, okay?
So you have come over here to release this trauma that's been with us for a long time.
I came here also to release my own trauma.
And what is that?
I'm Polish. We also were under Soviet occupation in a way.
So we're doing it collectively.
Yeah.
But doing the so to go more deep into, let's settle in with understanding what is the therapy and what is the hypnotherapy. So how would you describe them?
Okay. First, I want to stress what is the difference between hypnotist and hypnotherapy. Okay, hypnotist is somebody that try to convince you or manipulate you. Okay, that you don't need to have this problem. So, for instance, this is how a hypnotists work. You come to me and you say, I'm suffering from depression. I say, no problem. I want you to close your eyes and relax. Yeah.
I will try now. I will try now.
No, not yet. Okay.
I'm joking. Did you get my humor?
Yeah. And I want you to imagine that a white light from the sky comes, goes inside your body, takes your depression, and fly it away to the sky. And you're not depressed anymore.
I feel free.
And I tell you something, it works. It works. I feel great. I don't feel depressed. Somebody convinced me that my depression flew out to the sky. I'm paying my money. I leave the session, and I go home. I go back to my unhappy, dysfunctional relationship. Next morning, I go to work, and all the idiots that were there yesterday and causing me stress are still there. So I'm back to depression. Because what a serious hypnotherapist does, he looks for the roots of the problem. So I'll say it that way. There are symptoms and there are causes. So if you cut the weeds in the garden, they will grow back after next rain. Every gardener without an academic degree knows a very simple fact. To remove the roots, you need to remove the weeds, you need to dig the roots and dig out the roots. But more often you cut the weeds, after each rain, they grow stronger and stronger. So, for instance, if you have depression, by the way, I disagree with the word depression. There is no such thing. Sorry to disappoint you. Okay, what is depression? I feel sad. And I go through in my society among people I know, and I say to them, I feel sad. Come on, snap out of it. It's not the end of the world. Smile. So it's not socially acceptable to feel sad in our society. So I go to some kind of a voodoo magician that is called psychiatrist, okay? Within 5 minutes, he diagnosed me with depression and give me antidepressants. Okay, now I've got a label. I go through life and I say to everybody, I'm suffering from depression. I get sympathy, I get understanding. Oh, you are sick. There's no such thing as depression, there is sadness. There's no such thing as anxiety disorder. Anxiety is fear. So let's call it as it is. Now, so if you feel sad, okay, which means you cannot sleep at night, you cry all the time, you feel upset. The first question I will ask you is how long ago did it start and what happened in your life around that time? This is the first question. And when it started, first time in your life, okay, is not yet the cause, it's the trigger. But to look for the cause, I'm actually trying to find where it's coming from. Where in your life you received the message that you're not supposed to be sad, you're not supposed to be scared, and you're not supposed to be angry. And you're not supposed to cry. If you're not going to stop crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about. We're not supposed to feel. Then we go to what's so-called education system, okay, which I don't call it, there's no education there, just like training monkeys. And they teach us how to think and not how to feel.
Say again, they don't teach how to...
They don't teach us how to feel, they teach us how to think. Think. Think logically. So it's very important with hypnotherapy to have the right psychological tools to help the person to understand where it's coming from. What is the root? What message I received in childhood from my parents about what is called forbidden feelings. Don't be sad, don't cry, don't be scared, and don't get angry. I'm allowed to be angry with you, not allowed to be angry with me. And about depression, I've got an opinion. And in my opinion, I might be wrong. Depression, the best cure for depression is anger. Angry people don't get depressed. Inability to express anger, I actually pushed anger inside, and then I'm becoming depressed.
Or is it depression at all? Or is it depression at all? So
No, it's not depression, it's sadness, okay? Now, everything that I'm saying, okay, it's my subjective opinion. Because I'm a psychologist, okay? I study psychology, and in university I was told that psychology is the science of the mind. Okay. Then I ask myself a question. What is the mind? Where is the mind? So suddenly I realized that we psychologists, we practice the science of something that we don't know where it is and what it is, and we do research about it, and we make assumptions about human beings. So for me, psychology is an art and not a science. So, in my opinion, and I might be wrong, because everything that I say, it's an artistic opinion and it's not a science. So in my opinion, I might be wrong, all our so-called problems, emotional and physical, are illogical and irrational. So let me give you a very simple example of an illogical problem. Love, very illogical. I fall in love, I get hurt, and I promise to myself, never again, never. 5 minutes later, I'm in deep shit again. Nothing has changed. So if our problems are illogical and irrational, they are created by our imagination. In order for me to help you, I need to use your imagination. And every time that I'm imagining things, this is what hypnosis is. Apart from that, I've got another assumption, because everything I say, it's an assumption, because theory is everything that is opposite of the truth. And if you look at psychological theories, they contradict each other all the time. If you want to know the truth, go to church or to university. They know the truth. I know nothing. So, in my opinion,
quick question before. Yeah. Is it like a self-defense saying that you don't know nothing? So you can defend yourself from opposition and something that's called criticism.
I have a problem with you. You are too clever, you know. Okay. Now, I'm giving lectures in a lot of countries, in universities. And there are a lot of smart professors that like to object to everything. There's no scientific proof to what you're saying. So I've got two defenses. One is, in my opinion, I might be wrong. Second, the other defense is, I choose to believe that. And if you want to know the truth, go to university or to church. I don't know the truth. And it's very important because you see, a person comes to me and said to me, I've got a problem. I woke up in the night and the left side of my nose was itching. What does it mean? I said, it's your nose, not my nose. What does it mean to you? So in a way, what we're actually doing in our society, we give our power away. Okay? We go to the doctor, we get a diagnosis, go to 5 different doctors, you get 5 different diagnoses. We ask other people's opinion, and it's like we don't have a mind of our own. So if somebody asks me, what does it mean? My interaction will be, what does it mean to you? Because each one of us has our own private dictionary. What does it mean to you? Don't give me the responsibility or the power to decide for you what is normal and what is not normal. And by the way, I've got a very bad news for you people. All our so-called problems are just a normal reaction to an abnormal situation. So your problems are a normal reaction to an abnormal situation. You go to a psychologist or to a therapist or to a medical doctor, what they do, they try to remove the normal reaction and send you back to the abnormal situation. So let's be serious, let's look a little bit deeper, where it's coming from, why it's there. So one of the questions that I've seen in your list of questions
Yes, please do the work for me.
Yeah.
Have a self-talk.
Do we all need therapy?
Yes, that's a very, very important question of the time. Do we all need therapy?
Do we need all therapy? Okay. Therapy, for me, is not trying to find what's wrong and try to fix it. Therapy, for me, is to try to find what is right and help you to use it more effectively. Stop changing, start accepting. One of my favorite sentences. Okay?
Stop changing,
and start accepting.
Okay?
Acceptance. We have the right to be scared. We have the right to be angry. We have the right to be scared, angry, sad. We have the right to feel all the full range of feelings. So, when you have a car, every 10,000 kilometers or more, depends on the car, you take the car for a service. Not because there's something wrong with the car, but because you want it not to break underneath you when you're driving. Each morning when you wake up, okay, you brush your teeth. You don't brush your teeth because there's something wrong with them. You brush your teeth to maintain health. From time to time, you take a shower and a bath, you wash your body, just not because you stink necessarily, but because you want to feel better. This is normal. But what we human beings do, we wait for a major disaster, for some catastrophe, and then we run to therapy for somebody to to remove our symptoms. Therapy, okay, when a client comes to me, there's one question that I refuse to ask. Refuse. What's the problem? What's your problem? When I ask what's the problem, that means you have a problem. My question is, I've got 2 questions. What would you like to improve in your life? So, listen, my friend. If I ask you what would you like to improve in your life, and you said to me nothing, that means you're perfect. And if you're perfect and you have nothing to improve, I'm going to marry you. So you better find something that you want to improve. We always want to
coming
improve.
For you.
We want to improve our health, we want to improve our bank account, we want to improve our knowledge, we want to improve our vision of life, we want to go on holidays, we want to visit other countries, we want more. What would you like to improve in your life? And the other question is that a lot of therapists don't ask, what do you need from me today? Okay, I have a little story. Okay. I sit at home, the phone rings. A client on the phone. How much for depression?
How much for the depression? I love it.
So I say, are you buying or selling? Okay, finally, we managed to get an appointment. He comes to the therapy room. I say, okay, so what do you need? Why are you here? I told you on the phone, I'm suffering from depression. Okay, I know, this is what you said to me. What do you need from me? Listen to the answer. I want to understand why I have depression. Intellectual, you want to understand. As one is one of my funny moods, I said to him, okay, if you want to understand why I have depression, I'll explain to you. I'm a psychologist, I know. According to Freud, when you are 2 years old, sitting on the potty doing caca, and you start playing with your hand with the caca, your mother came and slapped you on your hand. As a result, when you grow up, you develop depression. Does it help you? Not really.
It gives you good humor, so it's a good way to out of it.
So I said,
You're doing
okay.
your work.
So I asked again, what do you need? He said, I don't want to feel depressed. I said, sorry, when you go shopping, you write on the shopping list what you want to buy. You don't write on the shopping list what you don't want to buy. What do you want? And I kept asking the question again and again and again, until the man said, I want to feel happy. Okay, thank you. Now we know why we are here. But it was end of the session. I booked the next session with him. He left the room. I was sitting there with myself, and I got a panic attack.
You got a panic attack?
I got a panic attack.
Oh la la.
Because I've studied university so many years. I never in university had a seminar on happiness. Never. So I said, what do I know about happiness? Nothing. Now, I suggest you make a small experiment. If you know a medical doctor, ask them a question. When you were studying medicine, how many lessons you had about health? What is that you know about health? So I have an academic degree in psychology. I'm an expert on human misery. Expert. I know everything about human misery. I know nothing about happiness. So, as I'm an intelligent person, I've got in my room a lot of books. And on both the books that I have, I've got something called the Oxford Dictionary of Psychology. So I took the Oxford Dictionary of Psychology and I looked for the word happiness in the Dictionary of Psychology. The word happiness does not exist in Dictionary of Psychology. There's no such thing. So, what actually are we doing? We're taking a problem from a person, we polish it, we put a label on it, and we put it back into the person. Now I'm happy. I've got a diagnosis. I know what I'm suffering from. And I'm going to use it for the rest of my life as an excuse.
But what is so you said depression, sadness, and anxiety.
Is fear.
Yes, is fear. So do you think these two are the main kind of health issues that our souls have in this world we're living at right now? Or is there any other, like, something that you can, on your 30, 40 years of experience, can say that this is something that lots of people have?
Okay. If you are diagnosed with cancer, okay, it is depressing, but does not mean that you suffer from depression. Okay. So sometimes I choose, okay, to feel anxious. Okay. Now, about depression. Do you know when you go to a bar, there's what's called happy hour? In certain time, the drinks are half price. Usually at 7 o'clock in the evening, I sit at home, and between 7 and 8, it's my depression hour. I sit there for an hour, I feel sorry for myself, and at 8 o'clock I said, okay, time's up, let's continue life. I'm allowing myself those feelings to flow through me. Because when I fight, okay, you say if depression and anxiety are the main problems, the main problem is not giving myself permission to feel. The most important aim of therapy is to give the other person permission to feel. Just, it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be scared. I've got 35 years of experience, okay? Do you know how nervous I was today coming here?
Don't know that. Tell us.
I'm very nervous.
Why so? Been a public speaker for many, many, many years.
Okay, so before I lost my mind, I became a psychologist, I was an actor in theater. And the director said, when you go on stage, feel nervous. If you don't feel nervous, you're going to fuck it up. So I'm using the nervousness, this so-called anxiety, as a motivating force. It's question what I'm choosing to do with my feelings.
So if you have a feeling, then okay, let's point it this way. So if something is coming to you, the fear of going into public, then you're putting this as a fear, or representing the fear in yourself as a belief of motivation to encourage yourself to be more present, more.
Yes, in a way. Because the more I'm trying not to feel the fear, the more scared I become. And in psychology, it's called the fear of the fear.
The fear of the fear.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid that something is coming. I'm afraid of.
Yeah. I'm scared, okay, but I'm a man.
I'm strong.
Yeah, strong. My parents told me, don't be scared. Okay, you're going to get an injection and don't be scared because it's not going to hurt. It hurted like hell. My parents have lied to me. So, the more I'm trying not to be scared, the more scary it is. Allow the feelings to be there. It's normal human feelings. I'm a nice person, I never get angry.
Yeah, then your anger gets stuck in wherever body, and then
somewhere in your body, and sometimes it can cause some physiological, very nasty, incurable diseases. Okay, when I say we're removing symptoms without looking at causes, I give another example. They spend billions to find a cure for cancer. None of those idiots, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I'm not Estonian, so I say what I think and feel. Is it okay? So, none of those idiots is trying to research what is causing cancer in the first place. How can you cure something without know what is causing it? You just put a plaster on the wound and you pretend that you don't see it anymore. But it's there eating you from the inside.
But how do you get to know it? So you as a therapist, hypnotherapist, how you go deep dive into the person's bigger problems?
Okay. So I'm going to give you your favorite answer. I don't know.
Favorite.
I don't know. But I don't know. You don't know. But deep inside there's a part of you that knows. So in hypnosis, which is not, what you see in the stupid American movies, I just want you to close your eyes, okay, take a deep breath, go inside your body and find when the cancer is. Imagine the cancer as a shape and a shape and a color. How does it look like? And now, Thomas, I want you to imagine that you are the cancer. And I'm going to talk to the cancer about Thomas as if I'm talking to somebody else. Cancer, what you doing in Thomas' life at the moment? What you there? What you protecting him? Now you are Thomas. Thomas, What would you like to talk to the cancer? We're creating an inner dialogue because the body never lies. In our mind, we escape to the past or worry about the future. The only thing that exists in the here and now is our physical body, and the body never lies. So, but our body is saying to us something. Instead of listening to it, we run to some voodoo magician that gives us some chemicals. Okay, about the chemicals. You see, I like to talk in pictures and in metaphors, because psychology is something we all do, put in a language nobody understands. I like to simplify things. So, and I want you to imagine, and as I said that I want you to imagine, you already went in some kind of hypnotic state anyway, without even closing your eyes. So, and I want you to imagine that you're driving your car. Suddenly, you hear a horrible noise coming from the engine. You stop the car, you open your bag, you take 2 earplugs, you put in your ears, and you continue driving without hearing the noise anymore. And you continue driving until the engine is going to explode. Every time you use a painkiller, you do exactly the same thing. The pain is saying to you something. Why? Why suddenly have a headache? What is happening? Where it's coming from? And apart from that, okay, if we're talking about cancer, because this is something that I specialize in mostly, because my biggest interest is mind-body connection. Cancer is not something that comes from the outside. Cancer is something that I created to myself from the inside. If I'm created it, I can recreate it. I created it through my thoughts. Okay, sorry, I'm picking up on you again.
You're on it.
You look like you. Okay, sorry. What's your name?
Nathan.
Nathan. Okay. Now listen, Nathan. Because you are a man, you are a skeptic. Okay? All men are skeptic. Not nice. Come on, leave him alone. Okay. Because you are skeptic, okay, this mind-body connection is mumbo-jumbo, voodoo magic, give me a break. So everything I say is in my opinion, and I might be wrong, but I'm now going to give you a fact that you will not argue against. That the mind and the body is connected, and the mind is affecting the physical body. And I want you to imagine, and please don't close your eyes because we'll get embarrassed. And I want you to imagine that you're lying in bed on your own at night. And you close your eyes, and suddenly you imagine your object of desire. You know what I mean? Yeah. And as you imagine your object of desire in your mind, your body is making physiological changes. You know what I mean? Do you want to argue against it?
No argument.
No. So you see, this is how the mind is affecting the physical body. So if your mind can do this, imagine what else your mind can do. This is called the power of the mind. And
You have the power.
okay, but what we actually do, we constantly worry about what is the worst thing that might happen. To give another simple example, a mother bought a bicycle to her little son for Christmas. She gave him the bicycle and she said to him, "Be careful, 5 children were killed last year riding a bicycle. Now take the bicycle and have fun." I phoned my mother and said, "Mother, I'm going to India to give a seminar." Mother says to me, "Be careful." I said, "Of what? There are no cannibals in India. What should I be careful about?" This is the message I received all my life. Be careful. This is how we constantly, consciously, unconsciously have fear.
So consciously growing the fear from all of the communications we have with different people, sharing our fear to you and then reflecting and then your fear, and it's gonna develop.
So you see, this is a computer. And through our life, people are actually programming this computer with very interesting ideas. And one of them is be careful.
And why is that so? Is that a collective...
It's a collective feeling, because you see, it's like, what is the worst that might happen? But one of the things to get over it as much as we can is, if you say to me, I always have to be careful because something might happen, I'm asking you, whose voice is it? Who told you that? Or who made you feel like that? Where it's coming from? And because you are normal, now listen, I'm the psychologist, and if I say you're normal, don't argue with me, you are normal. You don't have any problems, okay? If you are normal, you had a normal mother. And your normal mother, because her own reasons, okay, she wanted to keep you safe, she gave you also a message, be careful. I also got the message that I'm hungry in India and have to eat the big mountain that she put on my plate.
Say again?
What happened? I got a message from my mother that when she put a mountain on my plate and she said to me, eat everything because they're hungry in India, I had to eat everything. So till today, sometimes when I got food in front of me, I had to finish everything is on the plate. The message is somewhere there. And we need, the more we are aware of it, where it's coming from, the more we can change it. Okay, so when I grow up, I have children, and I made a decision. I'm going to raise my children in a better and different way that my parents have raised me. And from time to time I said, oh dear, I sound like my mother. I sound like my father. We're actually repeating the same pattern on and over again. I hear so many times, my father was alcoholic, I married an alcoholic, I divorced him, and the second husband was also alcoholic, but when I married him, I did not know he's alcoholic. It's like it goes through generations, okay? We unconsciously attract into our life what is familiar, what we know. We are repeating the pattern over and over again.
So how to get out of this constant flow of getting into same patterns and really like how we can like clean it all up, what's been generations and generations and generations.
The first word is called awareness. It's not my voice, somebody gave it to me. It's awareness where it's coming from. And then is a decision what I'm going to do about it. So, in therapy, okay, I see the therapeutic process going to 3 stages. One is the experience. Okay, calm down, relax, imagine nice things. We do different journeys. Okay. Stage 2 is integration. What does it mean to you? So as I do spiritual psychology, I use a lot of shamanism in shamanic journeys, okay? And in the shamanic journeys, for instance, we experience different symbols. The integration is, what do they mean to you? And once you understand what does it mean to you and where it's coming from, comes the most important stage, is application. What you're going to do about it. I have a problem. I had a difficult childhood. My mother did not love me enough. This is why I know I'm a aware person. I know where it's coming from. Yes, so what you want to do about it now? what happens next? Do you want to spend the rest of your life having this kind of life and using your dysfunctional childhood as an excuse? And in the same time, raising two children, bringing two children to the world, raising two children, which will be future clients. Thank you very much, I'm too busy. I don't have time for more clients. So, okay, so in a way, okay, I look at my work as a mission. When I'm helping you to change something within yourself, it immediately going to affect your children. And what's going to affect your children is going to affect your grandchildren. We are actually not changing only the present, we are influencing the future. So, you suffer from kind of depression, anxiety, sadness, or whatever. And you know where it's coming from. And you know that one of the things that I'm dealing a lot is called the absent father. Absent father physically or absent father emotionally. Because men socially are trained not to feel. So absent father has a huge impact because in psychology, we talk too much about mother and child relationship. The father was just, the father became just a sperm donor in psychology. We don't talk enough about the role of the father in the family. So, instead of talking about it for long sessions, which is good for my bank account, but not very good for the client, instead of talking about let's do it. So, I want you to imagine I'm your father. I'm your father, what do you need from me? Because the long story, okay, I can listen it for a few sessions, but then it becomes boring. I'm your father, what do you need from me? I need support. Support? Okay. No problem. I can give you my crutches. What do you mean? I need support. The next question is, what would you like me to say and to do for you to get the support? To do. Here comes the action. So, imagine for a moment that we married just for 2 minutes, okay? Don't panic, 2 minutes. And you say to me one day, you don't love me enough. So I'll say to you, listen, you stupid cow, of course I love you. Where this is coming from? I took you on holiday 3 years ago, and I bought you a diamond ring. What else do you want? And then we start an argument, okay? Or we don't start an argument, you just go to depression. If you say to me, you don't love me, instead of feeling it as an attack and start defending myself in an aggressive way, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Because when you said that, you actually need something from me. So I'm asking you, what would you like me to say and to do for you to be loved by me? Well, I'm a man, I've got academic degrees, I know better than you what love is. So shut up and be happy with what you got. What would you like me to say and to do for you to get what you need? Because one of the things that when we grow up, one of the things that we don't learn, because nobody asks us, what do you need? Eat that, it's good for you. And when my mother was cold, I had to put extra sweaters on. So we grow up Our parents told us what is good for us. Our teachers in school told us what is good for us. Sometimes we go to school and we learn things that are totally useless and not applicable. I still don't understand why I have to learn logarithms. I don't know what it is for, excuse me. Somebody decide for us what is good for us. Nobody has asked us ever, what do we need? This is how we learn not to be able to express our needs, to say, this is what I need. And what I need to be specific. What would you like me to say and to do for you to get that? Okay, let's talk about sex for a moment.
Good
Some
topic
people
change.
say, woke up. Okay. I read the Kama Sutra from cover to cover. Few times.
Been to India as well.
Ah, amazing. One day I realized that is one question that I don't ask. How would you like to be loved by me today? I perform amazing things. I stand on my head. I swing from the chandelier. Okay? This is how I broke my knee. Simple question. How would you like to be loved by me today? We don't ask the other person needs. Because somebody decided for me that it's good for me and it's how it's supposed to be. So, I heard you. Oh yes. Life is difficult, isn't it?
So tell us more about sex. So one question, what else?
Now listen, I'm old, I've forgotten.
Yeah, but you have people, your clients,
Okay.
they don't speak about that topic. Is that not...
Usually
Main topic.
we don't speak a lot about it. Yeah. So
Why so? Is that-
in my opinion, there's no such thing as sex problems. There's no such thing as relationship problems. There's only one problem, if we call it a problem. It's communication. We don't communicate. We jump into assumptions. We decide for other people what is good for them. Or I don't know what is good for me. So I'm just listening to voices that are coming from the outside. What shall I do? What shall I do? People ask also that. What does it mean? What shall I do?
So communication is the main problem, as we all understand. Everybody know it. But if we watch or think, let's say even feel the collective vibe, we're living in this beautiful planet. Is there a collective problem in the planet we're living? Do you feel that there is some bigger thing that we should all work on? I know you're working on this, I'm working on my problems, but is there one problem?
You say beautiful planet?
Yes, very beautiful.
What you been smoking? Beautiful planet. It's a disaster out there. What you call beautiful?
I've been beautiful places, I've seen amazing people, and I've understood the energy of the planet is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, we have disaster in many places, but it's overall that is a beauty of this pristine world.
We have a beautiful planet, yes, but we don't see it. We don't spend enough time out there. We actually close ourselves in a cinema and see what is beautiful on screen. We see it, but we don't experience it. So, the moment I become aware of what I need, when I'm hungry, I've got two options. I can open a cookery book and read recipes, or I can go to the kitchen and cook food. And when I'm horny, I'm back to sex, I've got two options. I read the Kama Sutra or just go and do it. So in a way, we don't allow ourselves to experience things fully. We become intellectuals. We think about things.
So
There is no experience.
So lack of experience of the world that has all of the possibilities is the key problem, in your opinion.
Yeah, because you see, the thing is we don't have communication with ourselves. And sometimes we are hungry we all want to love and to be loved. So we all look for communication to connect with other people. But most of us, we forget that the first thing to do is connect with myself. Who am I? Why I'm here? And what I need for myself. Then I can connect with another person.
But can you do it at home? You know, we all don't have that money to come to our clients, but we have tricks and hacks and tips to do at home, so we can all develop it as a deeper learning in ourselves.
I love this question. Sometimes when I give talks like that, when I finish, because you know there are questions and answers, but when I finish, some people come to me to ask me the question privately. And one of the questions, can I do it with myself without going to therapy? I said, yes, you can. You can do even sex with yourself. You don't need to a partner. You can do everything with yourself. You can actually cook for yourself, but very, very nice if somebody cook the meal for you. By the end of the day, we can connect with ourselves, but we need connection with another person. Because there's another thing. We people who are skin hungry, we need touch. And on my first seminar in Estonia, it was like this. I'll tell you about my first seminar in Estonia, okay? I came 60 people in the room. Now, to be honest with you, I can speak for 5 or 10 minutes. I cannot speak any longer. I'll just dry, okay? I need some kind of feedback, of some kind of reaction. Estonians. So I'm doing my provocation, I'm doing my jokes, nobody's laughing, nobody's moving, straight faces. So I pointed one woman and I asked her, what's your opinion on what I said? I don't want to say anything. I say, okay. You don't understand. I say, explain to me, I understand. She said, Estonia is a small place. Everybody knows everybody. You need to be careful what you say. Listen, Soviets have gone. They're not going to send you to Siberia if you said the wrong thing. So, but things are changing. You came today to my table there and you gave me a hug. What's wrong with you, Thomas? Why?
That's crazy, I don't know.
You're a man. Why you give another man a hug?
New style in Estonia, you know.
So, in a way, we're becoming more human. Well, most of us, some of us, let's not forget, outside there are different kind of people also.
But this different kind of people. So in Estonia, there's a big, I would say big movement, but maybe it's been already, but maybe I'm just experiencing it myself, that it's a big one. So I phrase it like this, of awakening. So people are awakening, understanding that something is happening. It's not only that TV and radio is showing me, it's something else in there. It's something else, something else inside myself. So would you say this is a global awakening? And what awakening could you call it?
I'm aware of the kind of communities you are involved with, okay? But I'm also aware of those people that are outside your community. They usually come to me for therapy. And yes, the awakening is happening slowly. Each time I open a new course, there are more and more students coming. Yes, something is moving. Okay. Now I feel I'm becoming a little bit negative because I'm busy with those who are not coming rather than appreciate those who are coming. Because I want everybody to be happy. But it's growing slowly.
But if you do an online course, then a lot of more people can join in. But this is not physical. You can't really touch, can't really feel the energy.
So there are few students here, okay, in the room. You can ask them. We do hugging all the time. All the time. It's the human touch. It is so important. It's touch somebody's heart, touch somebody's soul, and touch somebody physically. So when I studied in psychology in university, I was told that I'm not allowed to touch a client because it is sexually abusive. Whoever said that is a pervert. If a hug is only sexual, then there's something wrong. So I encourage touch and contact very much.
Is it also with asking the permission? So it's kind of like, or it should be normal, because I have sometimes the feeling, talking about hug, I sometimes, if I see someone very nice and he shows me or she shows me that I feel nice as well, then I'm like, yeah, let's do a hug, oh, hello. And then he's
Okay.
like,
So, in the ethics, okay, there are long things that what you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to smile to a client, touch a client, talk about yourself with the client. There are a long list of what you're not allowed to do, and you need to keep professional distance. On this next lesson, you learn that you're supposed to help the client to open up. How can open up when you build all those barriers and walls? It's impossible. So there is another thing is that if you touch, you need to ask permission. So you start to get emotional. Okay, imagine you're a woman and I'm a man. Start to get emotional. And I've learned I need to ask permission. Can I touch you?
whoa.
So I tell you how I like to do it. I feel that I need to give you a hug. This is how I feel. Not you need a hug. I think you need a hug is a little bit imposing, even abusive. I feel I would like to give you a hug. Is it okay with you?
But it's still a permission.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah, it's reflecting from the perspective of your own.
In the beginning, okay, the more I know the person, we don't need to ask permission. But as I like very much sense of humor, because you see, therapy can be a very depressive thing. How can you sit all day listening to other people's problems? I don't. I have fun also. If you make them cry, make sure you make them laugh. So, I have to give an example, okay? I'm suffering from clinical depression and I want to commit suicide. Okay. How you want to do it? I'm going to hang myself. What kind of rope you need? Do you know what rope is going to hold your weight? The clients start to get really strange about the kind of question I'm asking. Where are you going to hang yourself? Who would you like the first person to find you? And then, by the way, if you're going to hang yourself, do you know how much a funeral costs? Do you have enough money to buy yourself a coffin? Suddenly, this depressed client looks at me, horrified, and small smile appeared. Okay. So, I feel like I want to give you a hug, but I'm scared because I'm afraid that if I try to hug you, you're going to kick me between my legs. Can I hug you now? They always say yes. Just, a little bit of humor. Sometimes we are too serious. A little bit of real human interaction as a person to person. Some people so much like to hide behind their profession. I'm a therapist. So how do you feel about it? I understand it's very difficult for you. This goes for an hour. And then I say, you need to come again once a week for the next 10 years. And I promise you nothing is going to change apart from my bank account. But please keep coming. So I was working with this person, okay, who came with depression. One of the questions I asked, have you been in therapy before? He said, yes, I've seen a psychologist before. How long you been with the psychologist? 9 years. And you still have depression? Yes.
It feels like addiction.
Oh, no. The psychologist said, if you stop coming to me, it will get much worse. If I sit for 9 years with the same person talking about the depression, I'm going to commit suicide myself. It's too depressing. Another interesting thing, okay? I suggest when you go out of it, try it with other people that you know. Simple question. What do you do for fun? You see something go. They have to think about it. Fun? What's that? What do you do for fun? We forget how to have fun. Because we always escape to the past or to the future, and we just don't exist in the present.
But what is present, in your opinion? If you would have to describe it, what is present? What is being present? Because when I first met you, I felt you're so present. I was a little bit afraid. I was like, I don't know how to be, Someone is like, wait, it's like, or you didn't
Okay.
do but you were like,
Because I'm spying on you on Facebook, and you see how many times you go to nature just to be there, okay? This is for me, you go to live in the present, to enjoy the moment. But what if it's going to start raining? What if my car is going to break down? And apart from that, when I was a child, somebody told me the story of Red Riding Hood, and there is a wolf in the forest and it's dangerous. And it sounds stupid and silly, but in a way, if we look deep inside, this is what we do to ourselves.
But isn't this collective, I would say collective fear, part of suppressing ourselves to be less and less valuable to ourselves?
Okay.
So we can't really express ourselves and really be the inner power human beings living the fullest life that our capability of expression can be.
When you use the word collective, it's too psychological for me. Let's simplify it. I'm going to deal with the word collective on a political level. A scared person is easier to control. It's easy to control a person that is scared. Okay? So, first we had religion. God loves you, but you have to be afraid of God because God is going to punish you. How can you love a God that you have to be afraid of because it's going to punish you? So the church did not work very well. Then came communism. We have to be afraid of communism because they are going to invade us and do horrible things to us. There is no more communism. We need people to be scared of something. So we invented different diseases. Birds flu, AIDS, tuberculosis, corona. Then we inventing terrorism. Let's not forget who sold the weapons to the Taliban. We always have to be scared of something. This is why some people out there can control us through fear. Okay, I'm not going to mention any names of any political parties here, but as I was watching television, okay, and I saw one political party being very, very concerned about immigrants that will come here and take our jobs, and we have to have a strong army to defend our borders. Fear. Be scared of what might happen. What is the worst thing that might happen? This is part of the mentality we grew up with, and it's being encouraged again and again.
So how to get out of this system that, of course, we can do our own inner trauma relief, fear relief, letting it go. But is there something that I and you, of course, you are doing it by with your clients, but in school, but like normal person at the room, how they can people that can change it?
Okay. When you say pain relief, what I hear you saying is to release the fear, fear relief, to release the fear and not be scared anymore. No. For me, the relief is to accept fear as part of our normal human condition. When you cross the street, please be scared. Because you never know, okay, who is the driver that might hit you. Yes, be scared. Very simple example. You give birth to a little baby. You hold this baby in your arms. You hold this fragile head in your hand. And because you are responsible, you're supposed to be scared. So when a person comes to me because they want help, my first feeling is fear. Somebody comes and trying to put their life in my hands. As a responsible person, I'm supposed to be scared. Fear is not always negative. Fear is responsibility. Because, okay, in my opinion, there are 5 basic emotions. It's fear, anger, love, happiness, and sadness. There are no other emotions. Every other word is not a feeling, but a judgment of feeling. And when I say communication and giving permission the person to feel, is to remove the judgment from the feeling. Client comes to therapy, they get in touch with some feelings, and he said, sorry, I'm crying. Why when you cry you say sorry, and you don't say sorry when you laugh? And then say, can I borrow a tissue? I said, yes, only if you give it back. Like, crying is bad, laughing is good. Judgments. Those 5 feelings that I mentioned are natural feelings. Because a child age 4 will not say, I'm frustrated, I'm anxious, I'm upset. They will not use those words. So there are only 5 emotions. All the other words are as a judgment of the emotion. And the whole idea is to keep everything as simple as possible, as understandable as possible. I sitting sometimes in shell conferences. I sit there and I feel like a total idiot because I don't understand half what they're talking about. When I realize that those who talk also don't understand what they're talking about. Yes, big words are important. I've got these big academic words. And this is how you want to sell humanity. When you put yourself some kind of academic mountain and you just label people.
So you as a teacher, teaching people to develop themselves so they can help and find help for the other people. So you're training new minions of yourself.
Wait. This will be too much. Wait. First of all, I teach people to ask questions. People want answers. How can you get an answer without knowing what is the question? Now, some people come to my school and get disappointed because I came to learn techniques how to fix other people. I don't teach techniques, okay? I teach an approach. And so first of all, before you try to fix other people, look inside yourself. Because you can, I hear it so many times. I hate myself, but I love my children. Sorry, it does not work like that. If you hate yourself, you don't have any love to give. And some of us as parents like that, parents said to us, I love you. You look at the eyes of the parent and somewhere it did not feel inside. It did not went in. So first of all, look inside yourself. Don't be perfect, by find some kind of a balance inside yourself. Then, and people can tell you from what they've learned, they improve their life, they improve their relationship, they improve the life of their children, they make better contact with their parents, which they were in conflict with. And then they took those inner resources and spread them and gave it to others. So my motto is, everything I know was given me to as a gift. I'm not the owner of the gift, I'm the keeper of the gift. My mission in life is to give those gifts to others. So, the gift to others. So when I give you a gift, I give you a nice box, okay, wrapped up with a ribbon. And I say, before you open the box, inside that box, you're going to find only what you need. You know those people who buy you gifts and then look at the gift, it's totally useless. It's not what I wanted.
So coming back to the teaching then, what is necessary if we speak about a wider teaching itself, being as a master in, like you are a master in the hypnotherapy, is then how to, or what is the key elements as a teacher to be the master of the teaching itself? What is the main baselines, what would you say, that have to be so you can be seen as a teacher or felt that you have the capability and power and wisdom?
Okay. As you already noticed, I like to talk in metaphors and pictures. Okay? Because it's much simpler. There is a car. The car to drive needs petrol. So you got the petrol tank. and you've got the engine. The petrol tank symbolically represents the knowledge we have. The engine is the heart. And in a way, the heart is the one that I'm working with mainly. Of course, my knowledge is helping, but it's the heart. So when I look at a person, I'm asking myself, and I listen to a person, asking myself what kind of feeling I'm getting when I listen to a certain person. Because what I feel about you here in the here and now, there is a possibility, I'm not saying this is how it is, there is a possibility that out there in the big world, other people might see you that way and react to you this way. So first of all, it's the feeling. So when you fall in love, what do you fall in love with? With the shape or the soul of the person, of who the person is? Unfortunately, a lot of us are busy with the external and we forget the internal.
So teacher's baseline is feelings and internal work.
Yeah. Okay, it works like that. Okay. I'm going to say something. Please don't close your eyes and go into hypnosis. You're going to hypnosis without closing your eyes, okay? And I want you to imagine a little child standing in front of you. And this little child is you. And when looking at this little child in front of you that is you, look at the face and the eyes of this child. And when you look at the face and the eyes of this child, what do you see? And what do you feel? And when you look at the face and the eyes of this child, and you see what you see, and you feel what you feel, you are the only person or what knows what this child really needs. You are the only person or what that knows why this child feels the way the child and what the child needs. And because you are the only person that knows, what would you like to say and to do when you see this little child in front of you? I'm not telling you what to do, because deep inside, you've got all the answers. And I'm looking at you now, as I've done this, and I'm looking at you now, and I see that something starts moving here. Suddenly you stop smiling. So, you know, in therapy, we put a lot of emphasis on listening. There's something more important than listening, is observing. Look at the person. Observe. Because listening, sometimes they can say things that mean nothing. What does it mean, I love you? I love you. It goes much deeper than that. So, may I ask a question? I ask a question and you don't have to answer, okay? I don't want anybody to start saying things they don't want to say. When I talk about this inner child in front of you, I saw your action. What's your name, by the way?
Maria.
Maria. Okay. So when little Maria was standing in front of you, how old was she? Give me a number. How old was little Maria that you imagine standing in front of you? Give me a number. How old was she? 7. Okay. Little Maria, age 7, was standing in front of you. When you look at her eyes, what have you seen?
Sadness.
Okay. Now, Instead of now going into a long story, okay, so what happened, and all the family history, we take a lot of session and chewing it over and over again. You, the present adult Maria, you are the only person in the world that knows what little Maria, age 7, is sad about. No psychologist, no psychiatrist, and nobody else knows better than you why little Maria is feeling sad. And because you are the only person, that you know what she needs to hear and what you need to do. Nobody knows it better than you. So, in my opinion, might be wrong. By the way, I'm going to ask, how old are you? Are you more than 16?
Yes.
How old are you?
27. 26, oh my God.
36, okay. She's getting old. Okay. So, you are 36 years old. Number 36 represent your biological age. It's a time measurement from the day you were born till now. This is the all meaning it has. Your emotional age, in my opinion, I might be wrong, is 7. Now, there's nothing wrong about it, okay? Is 7. So from now on, because you are a normal human being, I'm the psychologist, I decided for you. Because you're a normal human being, whenever you feel sad, I want you to consider, maybe it's not Maria age 36 who is sad, but there is a Maria age 7 inside you that feels sad. And because you are the only person in the world that knows what this little Maria age 7 needs, you just go inside yourself and tell her what she needs to hear and do what she needs. Very simple. And this is it. No, it's not this is it, there is more to it later, okay? Because now, okay, it's not a question I don't want you to answer. But what I do also, I'm also going to imaginary state. I'm imagining that I see a little girl, age 7, sad. Those little girls supposed to have parents somewhere. Where are they? Have they noticed the little girl who is sad? Are they trying to help her? What they do? Maybe I'm starting to become angry. Because maybe somebody have not noticed you. And the next question I want to ask all of you, and please, I don't need an answer. I want you just to take this question inside and think about a very simple thing. When was the last time that your father and mother looked you in the eyes and told you, I love you and I'm proud of you? When was the last time it happened? You know how many times people say, never? How can you grow up as a normal person when your own parents never told you, I love you and I'm proud of you? Somebody said, yes, my father sometimes phones me and tells me that he loves me, but he does it only when he's drunk. Okay. So, Maria, question. Why you came here today? There was nothing on television. You've got nothing better to do. Why you came here today?
I felt that I needed to come here.
Not enough. Tell me more.
I don't know. I had a feeling. I looked at somebody was talking about hypnotherapy, something that I'm interested in, and I had a feeling that I should come.
I'm very happy that you came.
Me too.
Yeah. You're here with your presence, very lively. I love it. You're sharing expressing the feelings that you have here, reflecting on the talk here, and it's really inspiring. So
Maria, may I ask you, you work? You have a job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I heard the yeah. What is your job, Maria?
I work as a therapist. I work with people and their bodies and
Ah, you do body therapy.
yeah.
Okay. What were you doing before you lost your mind and started to body therapy?
I was working at a lot of different jobs. Everything. I did everything.
Okay. So, body therapy, what exactly you do? In 2 sentences, what exactly you do?
I work mainly with sexual trauma and helping people move through sexual trauma.
I'm proud of you. That's a very important topic.
Yeah. Sexual traumas, a lot of guilt. Maybe it's my fault. So, hypnotherapy. Okay. Let's imagine you had a sexual trauma. Imagine in childhood. And I'm asking you to close your eyes, but don't close them, okay? And go back in time to the young age when it happened. You, Maria, age 36, watching little Maria being abused. What what little Maria needs, what you would like to say and to do to help her? Like saying, it's not your fault, for instance. Okay. So then you rescue little Maria, because sexual abuse people sometimes feel like it's my fault, I've done it to myself. But it's not end here. Now I want you to imagine that as you're holding little Maria and reassuring her and giving her the support and the comfort, what is and the abuser is still there, what you're going to do, say and do to the abuser. Okay? I'm just using an example, General, okay? And then the question with abused people, children, when this happened, who have you told to? And sometimes the answer is nobody. And this hurts. You did not trust your parents because you did not believe that they can support you. You see, it's all about observing. Okay? Don't need to ask anything. I don't need any information. I can see it. And I'm letting the person to be there and have the feeling. Simple. Any questions?
Yes, so we are wrapping up the story of the deep dive. Thank you, Maria, for participating in this end of the journey. As we are settling in the journey, then yeah, please, if you have any questions you would like to get to know the answer for the whole collective we have here, plus in the video as well. So let me know if you have the questions. Like we do in Estonia, there's not many hands usually coming up. That's very normal. Oh yeah, here we have. Please.
So what is the biggest difference in a hypnotherapy session and in a normal session with just a clinical psychologist?
Okay.
Great question.
Clinical psychologist is diagnosing. It's putting labels. What I do, putting a label is actually putting the person deeper into the problem. I object totally to any diagnostic label, totally. Diagnosing is not helping. Helping is if Okay, you mentioned the age of 7. Okay. What goes inside me? I'm making assumptions, which might be true or untrue assumptions, that there was some kind of event in your childhood when you were 7 with you or your family. The number 7 came up spontaneously, but I'll quickly give me a number. You said 7. Something around the age of 7 happened in the family, in your life. And I'm not asking you what. Not here, not in this forum. Okay? So, at this moment, if you are my client, I'm going to react to you as if you are 7 years old. And energetically, I'm going to take the role of a parent. And energetically, I'm going to become the mother and the father that you always want to have, but maybe never had. So in a way, hypnotherapy is not only close your eyes, start doing stupid things. Hypnotherapy, everything I say, and I want you to imagine you already there. Every normal person goes into hypnosis within 4-8 times an hour. Every time that your mind goes somewhere else, you are in a trance state. It's a normal, natural thing. So I don't do these stupid things. All I can say to you, and I want you to imagine, and every time I say I want you to imagine, I look around the room and some people standing close their eyes, spontaneously. I don't do what's called hypnotic induction. I want you to go, you have depression, close your eyes, and go deeper and deeper and deeper into relaxation, deeper and deeper into depression. And relax. Or maybe I'll do something else. I want you to close your eyes and find somebody that made you angry in your life. Feel that anger as a shape and a color. Keep breathing in it, make it bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't want you to relax. I want you to become alive. It's the language and the way you are using it. And it's not even what to say and how you say it. Yeah.
Yeah, please, next
Yes.
question.
In our modern society, it seems, for me personally at least, that there are too many therapists who are sticking to the clinical side of the story.
Yeah.
What would be your suggestion for them to at least get aware, get more aware of where is the harmony between labeling and actual health?
Okay.
Very good question, thank you. What's your name?
Ignaz.
Ignaz, thank you.
Okay. Now, you know there are different churches. Church. Baptist, Methodist, Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant, different churches. Each church believes, okay, that my God is the right God, your God is the wrong God. In psychology happens the same thing. There are Freudians and there are Jungians, okay? And when I go to international conference, during lunch break, the Freudians sit at one table, the Jungians sit at the other table, and they don't talk to each other even during the break. They hate each other. Okay? You go to university, depends who is the head of the department, and you learn the religion of the head of the head of the department. And most of the things are why other people are wrong. When you go to church, okay, and the priest is talking, they don't talk about love and forgiveness, they talk about punishment. If you don't behave, you go to hell. They've turned everything upside down. And when you grow older, you start to receive letters from the health service that you need to go and do certain tests because in your age, you might get breast cancer Okay? Women a certain age are advised to go and check, maybe they can get breast cancer. They keep you in fear all the time. There's nothing positive anymore. So sometimes I feel personally that convincing some medical and psychological and psychiatric people there is other way to do is like going to a church and discussing the presence of God with a priest. Some people are fanatics. This is the only way that it works. I've studied in university 14 years. I moved from one church to the other. And when I say in the beginning, formally I'm a psychologist, but I do other things, instead of taking the client and fix them into my way of doing things, I adapt my approach, not technique approach, to what the client needs. So, Maria, this is why I don't only deal with sexual abuse or not only deal with cancer, which is also one of my favorite subjects. I deal with everything. I'm working holistically. It doesn't matter. People call me and say, how do you treat depression? I don't treat depression. I help the person who has depression. The person comes before the depression. I've been learning all my life. I'm still learning, expanding my horizon because I want to give a wide service. But some people, what they do, I got my academic degree, I put the paper in the frame on the wall, this is who I am and this is what I do. Finished.
I should be rephrasing my question then, because
Yeah.
actually it's my fault on my side.
No fault any.
No.
I mean, fault in my way of expressing it. It's alright.
What happened in your childhood that you think everything is your fault? Continue.
Oh, actually, I'm too fearless. Actually, so the rephrasal version. There are too many therapists who are on this side of the story, who are not the clinical side, but like officially.
Yeah.
But they are actually, they could be actually sitting all around here and sensing all these vibes, and it's all good. But at the same time, when it comes to results, they somehow see those results coming more from labeling than from awareness about that specific human being. That is my actual question. I'm not talking about those clinical officials, let's say.
Yeah, because once you give me a label, then I calm down because my disease has a name. It becomes my identity. I'm a clinically depressed person. I've got an identity. Thank you. You saved my life. And now I know what I have. And I'm going to stay like that for the rest of my life. It's my identity. This is who I am. You know, I'm an alcoholic. Or I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm recovering for the past 20 years. You still recovering? People are just, they adopt this identity. You know, this is what's sad about it. Now, you're talking about results. Okay. The way the results, for me, there's a problem here. You came to me with so-called problem. You pay me money. You expect me to produce a result. I'm under pressure to produce results. But the presenting problem that you came with, it's not the real problem. There's an underlying problem. The underlying problem is not the real problem. The real problem is the feeling. The feeling is not the real problem, it's the judgment of the feeling. And this is where we go deep. But because okay, you see, the word hypnotherapy is a problematic word. Client comes to me with depression and say to me, hypnotize me out of my depression. What, is going to take more than one session? So in the American movies I see, they're doing this and the person. The best one? Somebody comes to therapy and says to me, I hate my job. Can you hypnotize me to love it? I said no. Another example. You see, it's just amazing, you know. In this awakening world, as you called, okay?
Yes,
Listen
awakening,
to the
awakening.
non-awakening world, okay? A woman comes, okay? My husband beats me up and is getting drunk. And my husband told me that it's my fault because I'm too demanding and I'm driving him crazy. Can you hypnotize me not to be so demanding to my husband? I'm serious, and I'm not talking about some primitives coming from the street. I'm coming from talking about educated people that have this belief system that everything is their fault. And yes, if I say to the person, yes, it is your fault, you are too demanding, okay? You've got some personality disorder, you cannot be satisfied with anything, the person will be so happy. Thank you very much. Now I know what I'm suffering from. Brilliant. And I continue raising my two children, future clients for future therapy. Come on. You know, so how do you convince? Okay. In my school, sometimes I have medical doctors, I've got psychiatrists, I've got clinical psychologists who come to learn everything from the beginning. And there are those fanatics that my way is the only way, and my way is the only way that exists. So you cannot change the past, but all you can do is change your present attitude to the past and decide what you're going to do tomorrow in the future to improve your life even more. You say your name is Ignas?
Ignaz.
Is it a Estonian name?
No.
Where are you from?
Latvia.
Oh, Latvia, okay.
But I'm still waiting for an answer, just for the record.
Okay. Please try again.
No worries.
Try again.
There are too many, let's say just many therapists from this kind of world,
Yeah.
not from the clinical world.
Yeah.
And what would be your suggestion for them to open their own eyes about labeling people as opposed to helping actually through the process? This is the just observation.
Why they have to label? I don't understand.
But they are doing this daily.
They're doing it, yeah.
This is the fact I'm trying to emphasize.
Yeah.
Because actually, as a patient, for instance, and as just a friend of them, of some of them,
Yeah.
I'm just basically drowning beneath those labels, as opposed to being, first of all, accepted, and second of all, helped, if possible.
What would you do?
Okay. I'm challenging every time that somebody gives me a label, I'm going to challenge it. I'm going to challenge it. I'm going to ask, what does it mean? And how does it help? By the way, there is scientific research that proves that when you have depression, your brain is shrinking. Okay? I'm an academic, I've done research, and I've proven that your brain is shrinking during depression. You come to me as a client, you suffer from depression, I want to show you how intelligent and academic and scientific I am. By the way, your brain is shrinking. Do you feel better now? You see, and with how can you research the mind without even knowing where the mind is? It's the human approach. It's the one-to-one approach. It's the connection. It's the contact. You live here or you live in Latvia? Here, okay.
Okay, thank you. I hope you get some answer. If you have any deeper questions or wanting to have a deeper answer, then after the session you can do it privately. Thank you everyone for joining this ride. Thank you for challenging yourself. Thank you for taking this effort and time to be present, to be fully here and listening and feeling and empathizing and visualizing. And I truly myself feel I have been in a therapy in a sense that I haven't dealt with my own, let's say, problems. But in overall, I understand how to, what was one of my purpose to how to question myself in this overall problematic world. And secondly, what I learned very much is that I only have the main answers, so I don't have to ask anyone else. I can ask myself and then feel how my body is reacting, where my mind is going, and how can I resolve some of the problems. And thirdly, I would say that yes, everybody who has some kind of issue that can't be resolved on your own, then go find help, because help is everywhere nearby you. And it's more simple than you think. And the more happier we live when we have gone in ourselves and truly listened what has the body said, is saying to us. So thank you, Jure, for joining this ride. Thank you for coming to OASIS, and we'll feel the best luck to you, and raise you up for this this sharing.
One thing, you know my name. You want to know more? Find me on Facebook. You want to know more? Go to YouTube. Type my name. There are some very interesting things there. You've got any questions? You want to know something? Just write to me.
Thank you for being so open.
Thank you for
appreciate
coming.
it. Thank you very much, everybody.